Hey everyone, Heather Ash Amara here, live from outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico. This is the land of the Hakarillo Apache, and we have a tribe that lives nearby, that I live near too, which is the Kewah Reservation. So just honoring the ones that were here before us and are still here. And yay! My friend Mary's going out to get a smoothie for me. So I'm just going to take some minute to let everyone gather. I sent out the wrong time on the email today because I've been up all night working on our website, which I cannot wait to unveil for you tomorrow. So we're kind of doing a soft launch tomorrow. It's not going to be really publicized except for right here. So if you want, you can do a before and after. Go check out the website today and then go sometime tomorrow, probably late, and check out the website and see the difference. We're simplifying. And hey, everyone. And beautifying, simplifying and beautifying. That is definitely part of the theme of what is up. So welcome for those of you that are just joining. So glad that you're here for this live or watching the recording later. Waving. Hey, Carrie, Tracy, Andrea. Another Andrea, I love it. Hi, from Santa Fe, waving at you from down the street in Cerrillos. Hey, Darlene, Jill, Betsy, Udetta, welcome. Jesper, hi Jesper, welcome. Rihanna, hey Rihanna. Hey Carrie. Thanks, Carrie. It's about to get even better. So super exciting. Hey Pam. Excellent. Violet, purple, lavender, lilac. Good name. That was my nickname. When I was a kid, my nickname, well, when I was a young adult, my nickname was Purple because I loved purple so much. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Sandy. Good to see you too, sweetheart. Glad you're here. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Chan. Aw, hi, Isla. Or Ayla. Probably Ayla. Good to see you. I know I have been in kind of a retreat-ish. Hey, Cherry. So, Kay, kind of retreat from being in the public. So it has not been a retreat in the back end because we are doing so much stuff in the back end right now. My entire team is deeply engaged in updating our membership site, our website, the webinars that are going to be happening in September. We're getting ready to celebrate Warrior Goddess Training's 7th birthday. So cool in September. Hey, Nancy. Hello, Patsy, Emma, Patty, Sepio. Welcome. Hi, Laura. Yeah, I'm super excited. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Nimia, North Carolina. Yes, I put the time wrong in the newsletter today, so I had to go back and correct it. Hey, Veronica. So glad you're here, Andrea. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Catherine. Where in India are you? Hey, Charmaine. Oh my gosh, we have India, South Africa. What else did I see go by? Denmark, Singapore. Oh, Violet, I love that you're from Singapore. Andrea, I graduated from high school in Singapore. Trina, hey. So we'll just chat for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to share some teachings. Hey, Reese. Steve, welcome. Montana. Hey, Emma from the UK. Trish, good to see everyone. So good to be here. I know it's been a while. So here's what's been going on in the back end. Hey, Erica, is that we are doing serious clean up over here. So as I wrote in the newsletter, if you got that I feel like I opened the closet door and pulled everything out. And I literally did that in my office, super big, massive cleanup in my office space. But I've always done that in the business and my teaching world. So we have made a lot of behind the scene changes, and we're also getting ready to relaunch the Warrior Goddess Training Circle. So exciting to be inviting people into that again, because it's been literally been closed for I think 6 months now. I think since last equinox. So we're opening that back up again. And we are also redoing our website, which will be live tomorrow. So I was up all night moving things around, writing new copy. It's not a complete rehaul of the website, it's a refurbish. So you can go check that out. And we are also just doing a bunch of organizing. So yeah, it is really, really exciting. So September is going to be a month where we're going to be celebrating the seventh anniversary, the seventh birthday of the Warrior Goddess Training book. So exciting. I am going to be reading excerpts from Warrior Goddess Training in the month of September on social media. So that'll be fun. So you can join me in the mornings. I'll send more about that. If you're not on the email list, if you want to keep up on the things that are happening and be the first to know, you can join our email list. Just go to warriorgoddess.com and you can join it there. And if you want to join me mornings, I probably will be doing morning readings of Warrior Goddess Training. We'll also be doing webinars September 14th, 15th, and 16th on how to claim your warrior goddess power with it's a really beautiful webinar with a map that I've been working on over the last year that really helps us to have a direction of understanding where we are and where we want to go. So it gives us a super great container for that. So if you can join, we don't even have that live yet, but it's getting closer. So again, join the website, stay tuned here, get on the email list, and stay tuned because there's a lot coming. Yeah, it is super ambitious. Okay, so let's talk about our topic today. So I wanted mostly to just jump on and say hey to everyone because I haven't been live for a while now because, again, I've been pulled back so much. And I'm about to go up to the land later today or tomorrow. So it's tomorrow. So excited. So I'll be up there for 4 days doing the next phase of the building. So, hey, everyone. The topic that we're going to explore today is integration. And what's the other word? I loved what I had written and now I forgot. Isn't that great? Did I put it in here? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I bet I know where it is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I'm going to go find. Give me a second, love. Sorry about this. I want to find the name because it was a fun name. It was about integration. Oh, maybe it's not even named in the newsletter. Well, the main thing we're going to talk about is integration. I want to find the right word. That's it. This is hilarious. So, topic today, integration and being illogical. I love it. So, thanks, everyone. So, if you have questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. I will answer them towards the end. So we'll just go in and, whenever I do these kind of broadcasts, I just show up with the topic and see what comes through. This is going to be episode 18 of the Warrior Goddess Revolution podcast. So we will edit it and put it in to the podcast later. And you guys, it's so exciting. You people, you humans, the podcast page is so beautiful and so organized now. And we have 20 episodes. So I'm celebrating that as well. So let's explore this topic of integration and being illogical. Critical, critical, critical for us to give ourselves more space to integrate. because you might notice that we have a tendency, or at least I do, to pile things on top of each other. And the world is moving at a fast pace. And there's also so much that's going on that when there's more that's happening, when there's more emotional process that we're doing, psychic processing that we're doing, healing work that we're doing, when there's more happening in the collective, what that means is we need even more time to integrate. So here we are continuing to navigate a pandemic that we were all hoping would be over by now and may just be getting started. We are also seeing the effects of climate change, incredible fires, incredible flooding, and incredible drought. And we're also seeing things like, I know I've been feeling really heartbroken around what's happening in Afghanistan right now, especially for the women and young girls of that country. And so as all of these different things and also with whatever we're navigating personally, we need to pause and to unplug. I've watched this with myself and with some of my friends, is that sometimes when there are challenging things happening, like say the fires, if there's a fire in an area that's near friends or someplace that I know, I can get into a rhythm of worrying and checking about it constantly checking, even if it's not affecting me or affecting anyone that I know directly. There's this feeling sense of, I have to know what's happening. I have to know what's happening. And when we get caught in that cycle, it's also, the news can be very hooky. When we get caught in that cycle, we can start getting more and more anxious. And I've watched some of my friends do this, where they will get hooked by something that's happening in the news and then not be able to let it go. And the anxiety level keeps going up and up and up. And the capacity, and this is myself and with my beloveds, the capacity then to stay grounded and to be present in one's own world starts diminishing. And that feeling where we get more and more ungrounded, where we're leaning out of ourself, where we're taking in more and more information, the brain starts overloading, our emotional being starts overloading and not being able to take in information the same way. That's why integration is so important. That place of pause, of disconnecting and doing nothing, or doing something that's repetitive and relaxing. So I see that there's a couple different ways to integrate. There isn't just one way. There's different ways for each of us. And one way is do nothing, sit, stay, just be, look out your window, pet your cat, sit outside under the sunshine, and let everything else fall away, literally fall away from you, so that you can come back into this present moment. And a really great way to integrate in that place of just being is to check in with your senses. So what are the colors and the textures and the shapes that you're seeing around you? What are the smells? What does the wind feel against your skin? What are you tasting when you sip on whatever you're sipping, or when you're putting something in your mouth? So that place of physical, come back into the body. Hi, body. Okay, I'm here. And just hang out without trying to figure anything out or understand anything. Just be. Easier said than done, right? Seems like a super easy concept, not so easy to put in practice. But it does get easier as you practice it. Creating those in-between spaces to just be, so that our being can catch up and integrate. Our mind, our emotions, our energy, and our physical bodies. They all need time to integrate. Another way to integrate is movement, long walks, dancing, Sometimes talking with friends is a way to also help integrate, or with your therapist, or with even sometimes with a stranger, that there's a way that verbally putting things in front of us, or journaling, super helpful as well, is incredibly helpful as well. So we can step back and look at, oh, what am I saying? What am I saying to myself? What am I saying to others? That can also be a way to help us integrate what's come before. And when we're integrating, we're digesting. We're taking information, we're digesting it, we're letting go of what's not for us. And we're bringing forward what is for us. So there's a sorting process that happens in the integration. Okay. And long hikes, that's one of my favorite ways to integrate, is long hikes, long walks, miles and miles of just walking without my phone, without talking to anybody else. Sometimes it's fun to talk to people. When I'm really integrating, I don't want music. I don't want anybody else's experience or thoughts or opinions. I don't want even myself to be distracted by projects. I want to just walk and be absolutely present in the moment, knowing that things are settling and sorting. And we can also integrate in our sleep. That's another really good time to integrate, is to give yourself the gift of, before you go to bed, consciously let go of your day and tell your body, hey, integrate everything. So I wake up clear, so that I wake up knowing next steps. That can be incredibly potent in our world, is using our dream time to help us integrate more consciously. Because a lot of times we are using our dream time to integrate, but it's chaotic because we haven't actually sorted. We're letting our subconscious kind of throw images up to try and sort. But you can help yourself by letting go of your day before you go to bed, clearing, coming back, and then asking your body, help me integrate. Let go of what's not mine, bring forward what is for me. The second piece that I want to talk about is this idea of being illogical and why that's so important. I used to really dislike when things felt illogical because I felt out of control. I felt like I didn't know what was happening. And I've really learned to love those spaces of when things are not logical, when they don't fit into the box, when they don't make sense. Because it's those times, and it really is, it's the times when you open the closet door and you pull everything out and it's completely messy and there's no order, that there is then possibility. When we're willing to be illogical, which for me means stepping out of the known, stepping towards the mystery, then in that upheaval, there's gaps for new ideas to arise, for new insights and intuition to arise, for us to be able to rearrange our lives in a new way that's not based in logic, but that's based in the heart. Logic definitely has its place. So I'm not saying, we don't want to be logical. Logic is fabulous and it's kind of overrated. There are places where we want to have our logic and that clear, what I think of is warrior focus in place. Last night, middle of the night, I was doing many, many graphics for the podcast and needing to keep track of which one had I done, which order. There's a lot of logic in it because there are a lot of moving pieces. And that was so helpful to have that logical brain. But what allowed me to get to that place was, in a way, being completely illogical around the podcast, in that I didn't exactly know what I was doing. I just started something and just played with it. But out of that experimentation, and experimentation is illogical, right? can be illogical. Sometimes it's logical, but it can be really illogical of like, I'm going to do this thing that in a way doesn't make sense. Again, it breaks us open for the new to emerge. But our brain tends to not like it because our brain wants to know, it wants to understand, it wants to have the line to follow, it wants the beginning and the end, and for it to be clear, and for there to be steps that make sense and build upon each other. Sometimes that works. But sometimes it's the circular not knowing, getting out of our mind, getting out of our knowledge, so that we can rest more into our heart, into our belly, so that the illogic can actually guide us. Because sometimes that feeling sense of being illogical is actually your mind surrendering so that your intuition can come up. Your mind letting go so that a new way of inspiring yourself can arise. So don't push away the places where things feel illogical or try and immediately straighten them up. It's like, again, pulling everything out of the closet and then being like so uncomfortable that you're immediately putting everything back in the closet because you want to just go back to what's familiar. This is really connected with lesson 3 in Warrior Goddess Training, Purify Your Vessel. Part of our purification process is the dance of making order and making disorder over and over again. So the goal of our lives of cleaning and also lesson 2, aligning with life, is not to know exactly where everything is all the time, to be in control all the time. That's not aligning with life or allowing yourself to purify your mind, your energy, your emotions, and your physical body. That purification process means there's going to be discomfort. It means things are going to feel wobbly. And I feel like we are doing this at a global scale right now. There's a lot of discombobulation and wobbliness. And it's challenging to be in the midst of so much. And if we can open to this is part of the cycle, and that we're breaking open into something else, that there's now space. And there really is for us as humans to do things differently, to make different choices. But I think so often for us as humans, we need, unfortunately or fortunately, to get to a certain level of pain or suffering or being shaken up to realize, oh, I need to do something differently. I need to let go. There's something larger that's at work here. And so when we purify our vessel, we're clearing out what doesn't belong here and bringing in what we're most passionate about, what our joy is, what our gift is. And this isn't about disconnecting from the world. It's about being more connected, more compassionate, more present, more active from a place of centeredness. And that's what happens as we clear more and more, is that our capacity grows to stay steady regardless of what's happening. And that is a gift that we give ourselves and we give to everyone around us, is when we can show up steady, connected to our own stillness, with space for ourselves and for others. When we have that deep self-intimacy, so that we can support ourselves in a good way, which means we know how much time this human needs for integrating, and we know how much time this human needs for taking action. So you get to know where you procrastinate, where you blame other people, where you sabotage yourself, where you're pushing and always trying to make shit happen. And as you witness and watch this human that you are and your patterns and habits, you then ally with yourself to course correct in gentle and loving ways. Oh no, sweetie, we're not going there. Oh, remember, we're going to do this hard thing. Let's go. We learn our own rhythms. We become better allies to ourselves. And in becoming better allies to ourselves, we become better allies to those around us. And becoming a better ally to yourself doesn't mean that you're more important or less important than anybody else, but that you know you are a unique human with unique experiences, just like every other human on the planet. And that you're learning to ally with this being that you are to grow and mature yourself. I think this is so much about learning how to become more mature in our spiritual development, in our relationships, in working through challenges and difficulties and illogical things so that we can be more relaxed and open-hearted in relationship to the mystery and that place of not knowing. And that we also ally with others, understanding they're on their journey. They have unique experiences as well that are different from ours. And that we can really open to learning, to growing with, to exploring. So keep letting go of needing everything to be logical, because it's not. It's not logical. One of the things that I write in Warrior Goddess Training, which is one of the most shared quotes, is life is perfectly something unpredictable. It's perfectly unpredictable, and that's the truth. And also give yourself more space to do nothing, to integrate, which is different from procrastination, right? Integration is, I'm resting this body to prepare for what's next. I'm creating space to release and sort what's mine and what's not mine, so that I can more purely, with presence, go forward, unburdened by the past, clear about history, and visioning what's possible. I love this. So I'm going to go ahead and open up for any questions and shares. Yeah. So there's a comment. I'm thinking about integration in the physical, mental, emotional, and energetic bodies and different timelines and support for each. Yeah, exactly. And again, that lesson 3 in Warrior Goddess Training really talks about the importance of separating out these 4 aspects of self and looking at, what does this physical body need to integrate? What does my emotional body need for integration? What does my mind need? What does my energy need? And they might be really different. So that's super, super wise to be in intimate relationship with each of these aspects of self. And if that feels overwhelming, pick one. So it may be that you say, okay, I'm going to practice for this week asking my body, just this physical body, what does it need to integrate? And obviously, all of these aspects of self are connected. Your mind, your body, your emotions, your energy, they're all connected. And separating out the parts and focusing on just one, understanding it's not separate, but it is separate. And when you separate it, it becomes easier to clean it up and bring it back together again. This um, image, this metaphor that I use of cleaning up the engine. You take the parts, separate the parts, clean them up, and then put them back together again. Okay, question. I feel so stuck. What do you recommend when you have felt stuck for a long time? Movement and guidance. So if you have felt stuck, and all of us get in places where we slump, where we feel stuck, where we're not sure what the next step is, where we are either sabotaging ourselves or procrastinating or just low energy. So there's two things. One, movement, dancing, walking, yoga, anything that's going to get your body moving is going to help to physically move you out of the stuckness. Gardening, something that you love doing. Painting. I've been doing a lot of painting lately of houses. It's awesome. So that's one way. The other, yeah, and breathing. Yes, deep breathing. Absolutely. Really using the breath. Also incredibly powerful. That's the cool thing about movement is usually when you're moving, you actually start breathing, which you might not be if you're still and in that place of stuckness. And the second is find guidance, find inspiration, find other people that can help bridge you into something new. We need each other. And sometimes when we get stuck, we're like, well, I got to get myself out of this by myself. You don't. Sometimes you need support and guidance and a helping hand. Not that that person's going to fix you. Don't hang out with people that want to fix you. Please don't go there. Find people that want to inspire you forward, that see your capacity and your worth and your wholeness and say, yes, here's some tools. Here's some guidance. Here's some support. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Beautiful. Siobhan, detach from knowledge to allow more truth and the vibrations to grow in the truth. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Lots of wobbling happening. Hey, Scooter. Oh my gosh. So fun when people that I haven't seen for decades, it feels like, pop back in. So good. I'm glad, Susan. So I'm waving to all of you out there that are listening. Again, this is going to be edited by Kevin Fortune into a magical warrior goddess revolution podcast. And I really want to thank Kevin Brahaney Fortune for production and music in Warrior Goddess Revolution. If you haven't checked it out, go to warriorgoddess.com/podcast. Today, you'll see the old version of the website. Today's August 25th. Tomorrow, at some point, you'll see the new version of the website and the podcast page, which I'm super proud of. It's so beautiful. So August 26th, we relaunch. Get ready in September for a lot of events that we'll be doing. I'll be reading Warrior Goddess Training in the mornings. We're going to read the whole book together. And bit by bit, not all at the same time, bit by bit. And webinars September 14th, 15th, and 16th, the new membership circle that'll be launching at the equinox. So all sorts of yumminess is coming up, and I look forward to seeing you there. All right, dear ones, thanks so much for joining me today. I so appreciate all of you. I'm really happy to get to spend a little bit of time reconnecting with the larger community after being pulled back for a while, doing a lot of integrating. Now I'm ready to step back in and share and teach and guide. And I'm excited about all of that. Blessings to each of you. Take good care of yourselves. Hope to see you soon. Mwah. Bye.